Today, the moon continues in Virgo, and so we are finishing up the Virgo moon energy, and the moon will move through an opposition to Saturn in Pisces today, heading toward the entry into Libra. And as the moon enters Libra around 9 p.m. Pacific time, it will form that grand trine echoing the earlier this week grand trine with Venus in Libra at that 0 degree Libra point. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Saturday, October 18th. I talked quite a bit yesterday about how we are wrapping up the moon cycle that began with the potent solar eclipse in Virgo from September 21st. There were two eclipses in September. We had the Pisces lunar eclipse and also the Virgo solar eclipse. So we're reactivating today, moving through some of that Pisces Virgo energy with Saturn in Pisces being about how we embody the divine. So putting that bigger picture of spirit, of the heart, of that bigger picture of wisdom and beauty, the beauty of the universe through our spiritual truth, needing to embody that and put that into some sort of form or structure, which is Saturn. So Saturn is a container. Saturn gives us the container for the watery energy of Pisces. And when we have like a discipline for our spiritual practice or a routine or something that we do that reminds us to connect with those bigger picture principles, what really is the guiding light in our lives, whether that is the feeling of love, whether that is people we love and care about, whether that is principles we love and care about, the things that give meaning to our lives, that bigger picture of why we're here beyond just our everyday ordinary selves. And the the energy of Saturn is about how we capture that. So the disciplines, the practices, the routines, the containers that we give to that bigger picture helps us to remember, helps us to hold on to those bigger picture principles. With the moon opposing Saturn, we have that dynamic of two sides of the coin. So we've got the moon in Virgo reminding us to be humble, to that desire to connect with that desire, to be of service and to get things right, to improve. Yesterday, I was talking about metaphor of knitting a sweater and how important it is to attend to the steps, right? The individual stitches and rows and things that you are building as you move forward, but you're in the present moment, focusing on what needs attention in front of you right now. So thinking about that bigger picture and how it is coming through you and how your own humility and desire to be of service means that you can get out of the way, get your ego out of the way because you have that bigger connection to meaning, to the big why. Why are you doing something? Why is it important? And allowing to yourself to be guided by that bigger picture. So that's a pretty intangible concept, and it's supposed to be intangible. It's transcendent. It transcends our ability to understand and logic it out, reason it out. So to connect with this energy, connect with your heart. Connect with what feels true and right to you, what makes you feel alive, like that feeling of rightness. Like, we don't always have to have that, it's not the only way we discern what is true and right. We should be using our logic also, and not just, trusting when we're trusting only intuition, we have to balance that with reason and logic. Like it's all part of the same picture. But this is the part that reminds us to trust your intuition, to feel into what your heart wants, to connect with guidance, whatever that looks like for you, and that feeling of what is true and heart opening and meaningful in those bigger picture ways. So, for self care today, thinking about how you can bring in that bigger spiritual picture into your everyday tasks, into what you're working on, into your desire to be of service, to be helpful, to be useful with this Virgo energy. And of course, we also want to reflect back on this entire moon cycle and where we began with the solar eclipse. What was emerging for you around that eclipse, how you have learned new things or grown in that area since the beginning of this moon cycle, what meaning that has for you, and how you're integrating that meaning. So, some good self care and reflection today on why you're making some of the choices in your life that you are making, and maybe a nudge to get back on track with something if it's gotten a little bit off track, and connecting with that bigger picture of what is important to you. And then uh, as the moon goes into Libra, it steps into 0 degrees Libra. So Libra will be the next new moon on Tuesday morning, and we want to think about that energy of how we now bring what we've been working on to share with another. In partnerships, by cooperating, collaborating, working together in our relationships with others, all kinds of relationships. So we'll be talking more about that. But as the moon enters Libra, 0 degrees, it forms that grand trine with Pluto and Uranus, which is also a kite because Neptune is at 0 degrees. Aries still has not gone back into Pisces just yet. And so that kite energy is supporting us, is helping us unlock something. But again, we have to do the work. We have to make sure we're on track, that we're following the right guiding light, not the illusion, not the delusion, not the distraction, right? But what is true and right for us. So those are maybe some things to think about for this weekend, and how we work with this energy is to stay connected to that bigger picture. Make sure that just check in with that bigger picture. Is it the right one for you? Is there something that is becoming confusing and needing a little bit of a check in, maybe especially once the moon goes into Libra? Talking to a friend might help. Getting some outside perspective on your thinking, and whether it is that bigger picture of meaning for you. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can book a reading with me at astrologyheals.com, and my member site is transformationalastrology.com, where I have been sharing more about what I am doing with the lunar nodes, which are your evolutionary medicine. They give you your soul's instructions for how to move forward and live the life you are here to live. So check that out. More about those lunar nodes at transformationalastrology.com, as well as those videos, that video series from the solar eclipse in Virgo that began this moon cycle, and how to refresh your mind or reconnect with those, and just remind yourself of what you have been working on. All right. Thanks for being here and subscribing. I appreciate you and your support. I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self care. Bye for now.